Welcome to the Real CP Show. I am your host, CP. And today's topic, which today is June the 18th, 2026. Major River Brawl by these particular Anglos, men and women, at this duck boat run in South Carolina. But they love to hide their savage behaviors. But black folks are the problems, right? But black folks are the problem, right? And I'm talking about, in this scenario, these particular Anglos, the ones that this applies to, right? See, the story goes, this boat duck run thing, like some kind of competition thing or whatever it is, pseudo competition thing in South Carolina. That I guess it happens yearly, however it goes. And just as however other situations, numbers of Anglos out of control, alcoholics, however ones that be using drugs and all this kind of stuff getting out of hand. And they also said this has some underage drinking going on. You see, these kind of things happen in a consistent basis. But in this various main media, they have to make sure, main media controlled by non-blacks, we talking about collectively, with few exceptions of certain primarily owned Anglo-ness or predominant culture owned main medias and some other pseudo ones, right? Very few exceptions, that you must show Black Americans as the personnel who are out of control, acting inhuman, acting savagely, acting buffoonery. See, you see, you got to do that, right? So then that makes the tethers and the coons and other fleers and people who want to act like or be like certain people with the predominant culture look a certain way when they can't fix their own problems. You see how this game goes, right? So let's go ahead and share my screen on this part. Real quick show. I'm utilizing this under fair usage doctrine. But remember, black folks are the problem. Giggle, giggle.
A large fight caught on camera is now under investigation in Calhoun County.
The sheriff's office sent us this video of that incident that happened over the weekend on the Congaree River, leaving multiple people injured.
WS reporter Lena Allen shares this update on the case.
The sandbar on the Congaree River here in Calhoun County is a popular spot for events and summer gatherings, but an annual event this past weekend turned into chaos on the Congaree. Investigators counting upwards of 20 people involved in a fight Saturday afternoon.
Well, the injuries were severe.
Investigators counting upwards of 20 people involved in a fight Saturday afternoon.
Well, the injuries were severe.
Sheriff Thomas Summers says at least 3 people were injured in the fight, suffering from swollen eyes to even head injuries.
To see that severe.
Sheriff Thomas Summers says at least 3 people were injured in the fight, suffering from swollen eyes to even head injuries.
To see that many people swinging and fighting, it could have been really, really bad. And I'm sure there are injuries to people that we haven't heard about. That's just the nature of that type beast.
The fight broke out during the Sparkleberry Duck Run, an annual event that draws in people from near and far. allowing them to set up tents and duck boats along the river. What's unclear is if those involved in the fight were actually a part of the event or just hanging out on the sandbar. Summers says while they don't know what caused the incident, they do know alcohol was a factor of the event or just hanging out on the sandbar. Summers says while they don't know what caused the incident, they do know alcohol was a factor.
But black folks are the problem, right? Mm-hmm.
The water and drinking doesn't mix. We identified numerous cases of underage drinking. It could be a fact drinking doesn't mix. We identified numerous cases of underage drinking. It could be a family setting. Obviously, this would not be a good place to take your children if you wanted to because of things like this.
Now, as the investigation continues, the sheriff is encouraging anyone to contact investigators with any information. Lena Allen, WIS News 10.
But at the same time, black folks are the problem, right? I don't believe this is happening. Only fools refuse to believe the truth. What was that? I don't believe this is happening. Only fools refuse to believe the truth. Oh, last clip on this particular part. This is a little piece of the, I guess, that duck boat run, whatever it is, or maybe some other time. Okay, let me turn that music down on that. But just look around that part, right? Oh, that looks nice and relaxing and everything. Oh, yeah, nice and relaxing. Wow, okay. A lot of Anglos having fun. Whoa. See that? Look at that right there. Oh. On that. One last time. On that. Oh, they just relaxing a little bit. Well, see, the Negroes get together. They're always having problems. Okay. All right, give me 1 second here. All right. Think how many bodies in that water. On that. Okay, look around there. Okay. Whoa, see them fighting around? But again, I guess black folks are the problem, right? But at the same time, you start calling them out and their behaviors of a human, I'm like this, and they start acting like this. Well, it's not all. No. Well, hold on. It's not all angle. No. But hold on. It's not all angle. No. Gone with that. No, we're not going to play that. Right? Not going to play that at all. So again, the thing about it is, I'm talking about the ones it applies to. There are certain ones within the Panamanian culture of Anglos, men and women, right, that do not want people to see when they have savage behavior in these Anglo brawls, right? And they know it's not enough black people to call them out on that. Because when you start saying, hey, these are Tethers and Coon versions, and the ones that want to be like Anglos, because they look at them as gods, one that applies to you, say, hey, what about this? What about what you saw? This is what many of them do. Wait, what do they do? When you see a lot of these coons and salas and stuff like that, they love trying to talk about black folks and stuff like that. And then you got the ones who want to be like certain ones within the Panamanian culture. I'm talking about the ones who don't look like the Tethers per se, but they look closer to certain people within the Panamanian culture. You say, okay, what about them? What about these bad versions of Anglos? What about them? Since you love trying to talk about black Americans, what about what you just saw a second ago with those bad Anglos, men and women acting like savages? What about them? This is what they do. Exit station left. I guess. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.